Sasquatch Soda Company. Where's a toenail clipper? Like I figured it'd be in like the, I don't know, the brush section, the chick section. Chicks clip their toenails a lot, don't they? Come on, man, where is this fucking thing? It's like tiny, like, what a drag. Foot care, would it be in foot care? Right? Don't you think? I don't see it. Oh, there's a toenail clipper. It looks like fucking something I'd have, you know, to cut wire with. I just want a toenail clipper. Here's a whole 8-piece pedicure kit. Yeah, that makes sense. I really want that. Yeah, $1.74, and it's missing. They don't have one. Jesus Christ. I'm not buying. Look at this. This they say is a toenail clipper. This? No way. It's ridiculous. Oh well, I'll just let them keep growing. It's no big deal. Just let it tear up my socks and shit. It's no big deal. I don't need it. Fuck, I'll just use some like tin snips or something. Why not? I never thought of that. Or a pair of scissors. Rip them off with my teeth like I'm a chimp. I need a bunch of cheap plungers. I need about 7. What's that in, like the bathroom section or the hardware section? I would think hardware, I would think. There's a toilet brush in this section. I don't think it's here. I think that's like hardware or something. I don't want I don't need expensive ones. They have plungers, and they have exactly what I wanted. They're $3 a piece. So my idea is to use these as weave pulls indoors with Chippy. Right? That would work. It's weird walking by tea, other caffeine drinks, and just, I'm not interested. I'm not going back to that shit. That was waste. It really was. It was a waste. No good. Virginia, this yogurt is real good. It is really, really good. I recommend this highly. Just bought some Braunschweiger, also known as the poor man's pate. It's very good. I love it. It's delicious. I'm trying to perfect my sodas, so I'm making much smaller batches. I used my Instapot to make a licorice flavored soda that I'm fermenting here. And the difference, and right here actually, this is my apple spice soda, which had a good taste, but it really wasn't what I wanted. There was a lot of particulate in it. It really wasn't what I wanted. So I'm making a new one here, the apple spiced one. And my goal is to use as little sugar as possible. It has nothing to do with it creating alcohol. Here's the deal. If you're gonna make a soda, you can get, within 24 hours, you can get a bottle of soda to be able to, like, you know, when you open it, totally explode. So, if you put it, what I'm saying is, if you make a bottle of soda and after 2 days you put it in the refrigerator, fermentation stops. So, what you end up with like that is you end up with something that's sweet. And I don't really want that. So I'm not looking for a sweet soda like a store-bought soda. I want something that's more like a flavored water that is natural, that is it's effervescent because of fermentation, not because it was carbonated. So this is it. Now my sort of guideline that I'm using now is like if I use apple juice, I'm just using, it's about 50% apple juice to 50% water. And I did something very similar when I made the licorice, the newer licorice soda. I used just a small amount of honey. So for a gallon, I used probably about a half a pound of honey, something like that. And I have noticed a big difference in these, that it's sort of taking longer for them to see bubbles in there. I'm starting to see it now. There's not as much sugar. I'm putting less yeast in it and just letting it grow over a longer period of time. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the yeast reproduces and eats up the sugar. So that's my goal. This is the licorice flavored one. It's not. I don't think that I'm going to. I like a color like this. This is fine. I don't need it to be black. That's just artificial anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? So this is it. It's like licorice and star anise and I didn't overdo this one. The last one that I did, I threw out a lot of them. It was just too heavy. It was too much like a non-alcoholic B&B or a non-alcoholic Jägermeister, something like that. It was just too heavy. I don't want that. I want like a licorice flavored water that's effervescent. That could be this. So I made 4 or 5 bottles of this so that I'm not wasting it. You know, all the spices and all that stuff, it does cost money. So I did throw out quite a few bottles of the licorice root beer that I was making. No good. So I'm keeping it to about a gallon. Like this I have, the pan is about half full, and then I'll add, you know, maybe a little bit more than half a gallon of water, and then that'll be it. So there's very little sugar in here. I did put 1 Myers lemon and about a tablespoon of maple syrup. So when you're adding the water, there's not going to be much in there. I don't know how effervescent it's going to be. This is going to be trial and error. In the past, I made sodas, and I not like this. It was sort of different. Like I would make a non-alcoholic mead by just taking water and a pound of honey, and then sort of you know, make sure that that's dissolved. Put it in the bottles, let it ferment for 2 days. It was ready to go. You throw it in the refrigerator. It's ready to go. That, if you want to make that, that's extremely easy to make. And it tastes very much like a non-alcoholic beer, something like that. All the sweetness is sort of gone by that point, so you're not really tasting that. And that's sort of what I want. Like that drink in the summer is fantastic. The non-alcoholic mead. Mead takes 30 days to make. 30 fucking days. Wine would take 10 to 15 days. Beer, same thing, 10 to 15 days. Soda, you can make in a day or two. It's very simple to make, and you end up with something that is so unlike soda that you would be used to, and you have the opportunity to, you know, sort of change it. Like I don't want a sweet soda. I don't want that. Who needs the sugar? Any sugar that's going to be in this batch is all going to be eaten up. The only question is there enough sugar in it to make it effervescent? So I'm instead of overdoing it, which is sort of what I would do in the past, I had like bottles blow up. I would have to burp them a lot. I don't want to burp them. I don't want to burp them. I don't want any bottles blown up. I don't want anything like that happening. I just want to figure out what is the least amount of sugar to get fermentation going to where it's effervescent, and then, you know, the bottles could just sit. I don't mind it if it's a little sort of like a tinge of vinegary taste to it, like it's real dry. That's what I'm looking for. I don't think vinegar is the right word, but a real dry soda would be perfect. So that's what I'm looking for. I did make a grape soda recently, which turned out real good. Same thing. That's sort of what I'm going on with this and the licorice soda, is that it was made with grape juice and then, you know, about 50% water. I really diluted it down. I did add a little bit of sugar, I think, but then I even diluted it more. I don't want alcohol. I don't drink. So it's not really, and I don't like sweet, so there's no really reason to, you know, you know, I can let the bottle sit longer. I have options. So that's it. I'm going to perfect this apple spice soda, which is absolutely delicious. The last ones I made were good, but it really wasn't what I wanted. I omitted oats on this time. I don't need any oats. You have a governor and you have the attorney general of that state both saying, yeah, I did blackface. I'm sorry, it just seems weird. Like, what college were you going to that was acceptable? I never saw that. Doing molds off of the juvenile Bigfoot and some of the other, you know, Bigfoot and Bigfoot body parts. So we'll be selling like replicas of the Bigfoot feet, right? We haven't really decided what material. It'll probably be something light, like some type of foam or some kind of epoxy, something like that. Maybe plaster, I don't know. A white plaster foot would look kind of nice. Like it would be something that could sit on a table or something. If you're into Bigfoot, it's being worked out right now. We might even do a couple death masks and sell those sometime this summer. That should, you know, I should be selling those and you should be able to buy those.